Exciting one. So at this time, anyone who we contacted in advance about being a speaker or having any other kind of role, if you're comfortable coming to the center here and speaking with me, I'd love if you could check in and do that. If you're not, we'll go ahead and come meet with you individually. Additionally, if you have any confidence in wrestling with the speaker and think you have a better shot of winning than I do, please also come to the front of the... A final note before we get going. 2 final notes. Number 1, let's be careful of the cars in this neighborhood and if possible fill in more on the playground and grassy area over here than the street. There'll be time for that later. And then additionally, in the white shirt filming me, not friends. We're going to take interviews tonight. I know everyone who's here is very passionate about something. Maybe don't talk to him. Thank you.
Even one of those fast.
I know, I saw all them. I know who they are. And they got me, so I know who they are. I know what it's like too. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Hi, would you like to be interviewed for the testimonies?
The what?
Would you want to be interviewed for the testimonies?
Sure.
Okay, no pressure.
Maryland?
I'm sorry?
Oh, you got some Maryland?
Yeah, we're here in Montgomery County.
Oh, sure.
No pressure, but... what's your name?
Ben.
B-E-N?
Oh, Ben. Oh, yeah, B-E-N. Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. And what's your name?
T. That's it.
Just the letter.
Yeah, sorry.
Test.
Alright, yeah.
But, why do you, tell me why you're out.
I'm out here because like we need to let Brad Kavanaugh know that he needs to resign, that what he's doing with the court, like his vote is the one that will overturn any women's rights. And we need to expand the court because, and the filibuster also, because we're really sick and tired of all these justices like taking away our rights away, taking away everything away from us. Like literally, it's always like all the justices don't care about what happened in Texas. So that's why we're out here, and that's why we need to vote also. But not just that, but we need to mobilize, organize, and speak up because what's happening in Texas could happen in Virginia, where I live. So that's why we're out here to stand up for abortion rights.
Like, what effect do you think this is going to have in terms of marching to his house?
If he's home, then he will hear us and maybe like think like more strongly that a lot of people are out here because abortion is a human right. And just because like the justices don't like it or believe in abortion, that doesn't mean that you need to take it away from everyone else in the U.S.
And you live here in Maryland, Ben?
I live in Northern Virginia.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to add?
I'm just letting people know to vote and speak up, because if you vote, it can change something in the long run. Vote for your legislative people, senators, people, anyone that will do the work and that will take on what it takes to be in the streets, to be all in the streets until we get what gets done. Because right now it's not getting done. And so that's why we're out here letting him know that you need to resign, that or like believe in the people. They got a SWAT team too? Oh, bye.
All right.
No, that was Stacy. Sorry to interrupt. You were gonna... Yeah. I'm Scott West. How are you doing, sir? I'm the guy in that cruiser right there. And if it's okay with you, our plan is for me to follow your group so people have cars from behind. You'll mingle and see them. I'm going to be the rear guard behind you guys. That's okay? Yeah. Cool. All right. And yeah, I'll just have my back lights on. I'm having the front lights on. I'm just here to make sure I don't have any cars or anything come up. And I understand you're just going to go on up here. You're going to make a right on Connecticut? Or make a right on Brookville and left on Shepherd? I'm not sure. The neighborhood.
Yeah, we are protesting about
That's all I'm doing that. So wherever you go, I'll go. How about that?
we are going to
Connecticut, where you guys want in the right one? Yeah.
Well, let's
We're
see
going to
how
have
far
cars
it
up
gets.
there
I would have.
blocking traffic.
Even louder. There we go.
Getting out into the streets. Okay.
All right. Once again, welcome everybody. Thank you so much to everyone who came out here tonight, everyone with Shutdown DC, everyone with other groups. We're very grateful that you're here. All right. We are going to be marching to Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh's house this evening. This is to protest. There we go. I feel like if we say Brett Kavanaugh, we want to go more for a boo, though. Yeah. We're cheering on the fact that we're protesting. We're booing the justice in question. We're out here tonight because we are appalled by the Supreme Court's decision to push through in the dead of night the state of Texas's unconstitutional, painful, and harmful 6-week abortion ban. We're here tonight for a wide variety of different reasons. Before we get going tonight, we are going to take a minute to check in, make a couple of announcements, and talk about what we can do to keep each other safe and happy this evening. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the announcements now. The first one, we are in an area that many of us have never protested in before, have never been around in this area. We want to make sure that our situational awareness is high. We want to be looking out for cars. We want to be looking out for pedestrians. We want to be looking out for people who might not agree with us. So really want to make sure the ground might be bumpy. We don't want to trip and fall in a hole. There might be cars popping out of subdivisions. We want to avoid that. So situational awareness, that is our first thing this evening. Number 2, as I say with 7 or 8 cameras pointed at me, you should be aware that you will be photographed and videoed with and without your consent. So please take whatever precautions you need to. Masks outside, maybe not what the CDC is saying, but I'm going to go ahead and wear mine, and I highly suggest that you all do too. We are out here because we love each other, because we want to protect each other, and masking up is still a very good way to do that. If anyone gets in your face about the photos, what we're going to do is make use of our de-escalation team tonight. Thank you, de-escalators. Yes. So if anyone is getting in your face, or if there's anything that you do not like happening and you would require the assistance of a de-escalator, what I want you to do is put your arm up like this and say, help, and a de-escalator is going to come and help you out of that situation. So everybody put your arm up like this and say, help, and that's how you're going to get a de-escalator to come and help you out. Sounds good? All right, again, thank you so much to our de-escalators. We do want to, again, suggest if any press come up and speak to you that you maybe check in who they're working for, where that's going to appear. You can always say, no thank you, why don't you go talk to my friends instead, that type of thing. If you need support, there are a couple of people that we do want you to be able to check in with tonight. We will have some police here hanging out. Boo. Thank you. It is not your job to speak with them unless your name is Bill. A very specific Bill. No duplicates. Can that very specific Bill raise his hand or his hat? There we go. Thank you, Bill. So, I reiterate, it is not your job to speak with the police unless you are Bill. If the police try and talk to you, please say, go talk to Bill instead. Bill will handle it. He's an expert. He's awesome. All right. We also have some marshals tonight helping get us where we're going. Thank you, marshals. Ooh, wonderful. As well as the people with the banner. They have a pretty good idea of where we're going. We have, in the past, at some events like this, had some interactions with people, like I said, who disagree with us. Our position is that this is maybe not the front to engage with them. We are here to say, Brett Kavanaugh, we hate what you did. We don't like you. We're not necessarily here to argue with people that are here for other reasons. I'm not going to say you shouldn't. I'm not going to say I wouldn't like to. I'm just saying that's maybe not what we're here in this space to do. All right. My final announcement before we get going this evening is that we will be walking a short distance to the Justice's house. If that is something that is not feasible for you, if you're able to come let me know, we will get you a ride there. So we'll be taking off any minute now. But before we do that, I just want to make sure that everyone who wants to make their way to the Justice's house is able to. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. If you have any questions, go ahead, try and speak with me or any one of our marshals. We'll get going any second now. We're going to go ahead and let the banner here get to the front. We'll be following behind them. All right, here we go.
Sorry.
Here we go.
Go time. We are marching to Kavanaugh.
We left them alone and they died of thirst. No abortion ban. As we move ahead to the Justice's house, we're going to go ahead and do some chants and cheers to talk about why we're here tonight. Wherever my friend with the megaphone is, if you want to do those chants and cheers, now would be a great time.
Alright folks, so I know that we're all really familiar with the chant, My Body, My Choice, and that is an awesome chant. Tonight we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to say My Body, My Voice. Okay, when I say my body, I want you to respond my voice. You ready? My body!
My voice!
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 My body!
My voice! My voice!
Okay, I'm sorry. We're a little confused. My body is first. I'm not going to start to be loud enough. My body!
My voice!
I just want to recognize that we're standing in solidarity with so many people across the country. Oh, also, while we're looking forward, if you want to take a peek at the red sun over there, that's the climate crisis you're looking at. So, you know, might want to think about that. All of you just super intersectional.
Turning left here. We're going to keep moving forwards. Let's go ahead and move into this right lane and keep moving forwards. For everyone just joining us by the side of the road here, we are en route. One moment.
We are en route to Brett Kavanaugh's house. Feel free to join us if you don't like the fact that your neighbor is throwing access to abortion.
To join me up here. Yes, against the backdrop of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh's house, I want to invite our first speaker, the wonderful Kelly, up here. If you want to introduce yourself, go ahead and speak. This is the angle.
Hi, my name is Kelly. My pronouns are she, they. I'm here personally because, advocacy and activism work is what I do and it's very important to me. But I also want to make sure that everybody, no matter who they are, whether they're a cis woman or a trans man, has access to the health care that they need. And that no one is going to stop them, because honestly, respectability politics are not really important to me. I do not care about making anybody comfortable. That's right. I do not care about saying in a certain way or being nice or polite or making anybody comfortable. I don't. I am angry for everybody. I'm angry for myself. I'm angry for someone who may be in Texas that doesn't have that choice anymore. And no one should take that choice from them. They're not stopping abortion. They're stopping safe abortion. We will not go back. We will not have people dying because they did not want to be forced to have a child. They did not want that right taken from them. There's no reason why anybody should force you to do anything that you don't want to do with your own body. It's very disgusting to me that a bunch of old, wrinkly, mostly white, cis, het men are sitting, making tons of money off of inconveniencing and taking rights away from people. That's right. And honestly, Brett Kavanaugh, can I call you Brett? I'd rather not call you at all. You are a coward. You are a sick coward. And all those police standing there, you could be somewhere else. Doing, go do your actual job. You're just fucking standing there. You ain't doing shit. But yeah, I'm here because I'm here for everybody, no matter who they are. And I hope that our fighting back and our remaining to be silent wakes them the hell up. All right, I'm done. I don't know who wants to. Oh, there.
Thank you so much. You did a wonderful job. Let's hear it for Kelly and all of their wonderful points. Next, I would like to invite the wonderful Kristen up here. Kristen is a longtime activist who is now running to represent the very people who can hear us right now. The lovely people of what county? Montgomery County, Maryland.
Thank you all so much for coming out here tonight. As mentioned, I am a longtime activist and advocate. I've grown up in Montgomery County, born and raised here. And I can't say that I have ever been to a protest in front of a Supreme Court Justice's house before. This is the time. In 2018, my oldest child was 2 years old. I was hoping for another child, and I got the exciting news that I was pregnant, and at an early appointment, I found out that pregnancy was not going to make it. So I was given the option to use what Benny would call an abortion drug to end the carrying of those fetal cells, and that's what I decided to do, which allowed me then to start trying again for the family that me and my partner really hoped for.
We love you.
Thank you. And I think a lot of times, abortion is talked about as a really, difficult and taxing decision. And for many people, it is. But I also think it's important to acknowledge that for many people, it's not. For many people, you know that is what you need to do in that moment, whether it's for medical reasons, for personal reasons. It's really not anybody's business what the reason is besides yourself and potentially your doctor. So I decided to end what was then barely a pregnancy and continue on, my family-making journey. And it was at that time that Kavanaugh was nominated to the Supreme Court. So I spent a great deal of time, like thousands of others, I took to the streets to protest this nomination. And I thought that there might actually be a chance that we might have just a small handful of Republican senators who might be brave enough to put party second. That obviously, as we saw, that obviously was not the case. But I was one of the thousands who not only did we fill the streets, but hundreds of us went to those senators. We went to those senators' offices. We told very painful stories there. I'm sure, who was here? Who was here or knows someone who was there? Thank you so much. We told very personal, very painful stories. Once again, we were asked to re-traumatize ourselves in order to try to seek, to beg for, to demand justice. And, I was one of nearly 200 people who were dragged out of Kavanaugh's nomination hearing. As we begged them, as we demanded that they stop this atrocious nomination. We knew what the intent was. We knew the intent was to bring us here today. We knew this. They all knew it. We all knew it. And that's why it was worth so much. We knew that this was going to be the canary in the coal mine that would lead to the downfall of so many other rights, voting rights. We've seen so many things, not just that have already happened, but are on the dockets coming up. I didn't know when I was dragged out of that hearing room by Capitol Police. I didn't know that I was just a few weeks pregnant at that time with my now second child, who is 2. I did not know that I was pregnant as they dragged me out, and I was coming close to the time by which the Supreme Court has agreed with Texas that people who can get pregnant should not only know that they are pregnant, but should have made the appointment for, for potentially getting an abortion, and then for having that carried out if they need or want to. And I didn't know that I was pregnant at that time. So, this brings us here to this moment today, a moment that we all forecasted, that we all knew was going to happen, and that of course was the intent of not only this nomination, but the others that McConnell and the GOP pushed through. And what we have to recognize is that this moment is not only about reproductive rights. It's not only about reproductive rights, because what they have shown in this moment is that they do not care about constitutionality. They do not care about precedent that has been set and confirmed. They are not here to do the job of the Supreme Court. So this is a danger to every fundamental right in this country. This is a danger to immigration rights. This is a danger to LGBTQ plus rights. This is a danger to voting rights. This is a danger to every type of civil right that we have seen Republicans across this country trying to overturn. The buck is supposed to stop at the Supreme Court, and we know that they are now a tool. They are now a tool of that process. So, what do we do? What do we do? Obviously, we would like Kavanaugh to resign. I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think he's going to do that, but we should absolutely amplify that demand, because that is the right thing to do. Kavanaugh, you should resign right now. Right now. However, we're in a situation where the only thing that is most likely going to change the balance of power on the court is to expand the Supreme Court, which in fact does have precedence and is not against the Constitution. And we are seeing that. We are seeing the Judiciary Act of 2021. We are seeing that starting to trend again, because it is more clear than ever right now that that's what needs to happen. It's time to balance the court. It's time to balance the court by adding justices to it. And in order to expand the court, we of course are going to need to do away with that Jim Crow era relic that is not in the Constitution. What is it? The filibuster. We need to end the filibuster. We need to expand the Supreme Court, and we need to put the rights, the civil rights of those who are most vulnerable, those who are most at risk. We need to put those above wealthy donors. We need to put those above people who are in power just to protect their own interests and their friends' interests. This is what's at stake right now. Everything. This is the canary in the coal mine. So, we're here for reproductive freedom, but we're also here for freedom in general. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kristen. Let's hear one more time for Kristen. Absolutely many, many wonderful points made. I really appreciate Kristen's choice to share her abortion story. Abortion storytelling is an incredibly important aspect of this fight. There are no bad abortions, except for the ones that are shamed. There are no bad abortions, except for the ones that people can't get. There are no bad abortions because the right to pick and choose how you plan your family is a human right. And because it's not always that simple as planning. We've been getting a lot of Facebook comments. Wear a condom, get on the pill, be responsible. Abortion is responsible. Thank you so much. Absolutely. And more than half of all people who received abortions in the United States, in the year 2014 at least, were using a contraceptive method. Many of them were using more than one. We're going to go ahead and hear from our next and final speaker here, do some more chants, and head back on our way. But I want to come back and thank Kristen one more time for her abortion storytelling. I want to thank Kelly for everything she spoke about. And I want to welcome our final speaker up here. I've lost track of Sarah. There you are. All right. If you can finish us off up here, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thanks to the organizers who made this event possible. Thanks for being in the streets. It's really, really important for us all to be here. I'm a historian of reproductive politics in the U.S., and I'm going to be talking a little bit about how reproduction, by which I mean the right not to have children, or the right to have children, and the right to raise those children in safe and healthy environments, which is what the reproductive justice framework brought to us by Black feminist activists lays out as the rights available that should be accessible to all of us. Reproduction has always been a subject of control. Who has it? Individuals and communities, or private and public institutions. This has been a fight that has defined the history of the United States, whether we're thinking about enslaved women's procreation being distorted into accumulating profits for slave owners, or their fight to try and escape with their children to freedom, or even use abortive medicines in order to not birth children into the institution of slavery, whether we're thinking about indigenous communities who hid their children from colonizing missionaries, trying to put children in boarding schools as a process of quote-unquote assimilation, which we now know from reports coming out of Canada that those schools produce immense death through both explicit violence and neglect, or whether we're talking about the long storied history of the criminalization of abortion in the U.S. So it has always been a subject of who will have control. I want to talk a little bit about Roe and why Roe is seemingly so unable to protect the right not to have children. We think that this is because of a decades-long campaign waged by anti-abortion activists to chip away at Roe. And obviously this is a huge part of the story. But Roe was also always insufficient to protect the right to abortion. Roe never extended absolute bodily autonomy to women who were imagined as the recipients of this right when Roe was passed in 1973. That right was always balanced against the state's interest in protecting fetal life. So the idea that we associate with Roe as the right to abortion was never full or absolute. That right, as a limited right to abortion, was justified by the Supreme Court's ruling in Roe v. Wade by referencing an earlier decision from 1927, the Buck v. Bell decision that upheld Virginia state's ability to sterilize people who they deemed unfit for procreation without their consent. So Roe itself was upheld by referencing a law passed at the height of the eugenics movement in the U.S. trying to control which populations were deemed fit for reproduction and which were deemed unfit. Buck v. Bell, by the way, has yet to be overturned. So when we think about Roe and we try to understand how it is that we continue to be waging this fight over and over, I think it's really important to remind ourselves the limitations that were baked into it from the very beginning. Of course, the fact that the right was never absolute also extends to the Hyde Amendment, which banned federal funding for abortion, which immediately made anyone receiving health care through Medicaid ineligible to receive an abortion. When Cora McRae tried to challenge that ruling in 1976, the Supreme Court said that Roe, including a woman's freedom of choice, does not carry with it, quote, a constitutional entitlement to the financial resources to avail herself of the full range of protected choices. So Roe always was a right extended to the most well-resourced and least surveilled people in this country. I say this not to further demoralize us in this very, very dark period for a fight across a range of rights that we are embattled against, but to try to encourage us as we think about Roe to imagine building a world that would actually deliver reproductive freedom to all people. What types of infrastructures could we imagine beyond a Supreme Court ruling that always narrowly defined reproductive rights as an individual choice available only to those who had the resources to access that choice themselves? I would suggest, just to put some things out there, that we push politicians who say they are pro-choice, but run away from the phrase pro-abortion, to start pushing for passage of the Women's Health Protection Act, which would make putting restrictions on access to abortion illegal. To push politicians who say they are pro-choice, to support the Equal Access to Abortion Insurance Coverage Act, essentially bringing an end to the Hyde Amendment and ensuring that federal employees, as well as people who are on Medicaid, can actually access abortion. It would look like calling out every politician who says they are pro-choice, but continues to take money from the health insurance lobby to support Medicare for all, so that we might actually, once and for all, have reproductive health care and all other forms of health care treated as a human right, rather than as a place from which to obtain more and more profit. It would include supporting abortion doulas who are performing home abortions in the comfort and safety of people's own homes or wherever they reside, and teaching other people how to perform their own abortions. It would mean becoming abortion doulas ourselves so that we can learn how to seize the means of reproduction and perform our own abortions. And regulate our cycles so that we can achieve pregnancy when we decide that that is what we want and we want to build families. It would mean defending decriminalization of abortion by supporting organizations like the Repro Legal Defense Fund and the National Advocates for Pregnant Women, who have been fighting the criminalization of not only abortion, but the criminalization of pregnant people whose pregnancies end in miscarriage and who are then prosecuted under fetal protection laws at the state level and accused of bringing on their own abortions. So all of these things, in my mind, are pathways to a world with true, far-reaching reproductive freedom for everyone, not trying to save and reinstate a crumbling and always insufficient Supreme Court ruling that was never intended to fully protect our right to abortion. So let's imagine bigger and better and broader beyond just Roe, because I think that's what we all really need to happen.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Roe is the floor. It is not and was never intended to be the ceiling. Sarah is absolutely right. We can imagine better. We can dare to envision a world where every person is respected in their right to parent or not parent, or to simply decide when to make that choice. We believe that people are the best people to determine their future. And we believe that every person deserves to feel safe and feel that it is possible and right for them to raise a family. Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you to everyone who spoke. I also want to say thank you to abortion providers. We haven't mentioned that yet, but everyone, from the people down at the Women's Health Clinic to everyone who works daily, even risks their lives to perform a necessary service, to provide health care to those of us who need it. So thank you, abortion providers. Thank you to abortion funds. And again, thank you to everyone who spoke tonight. A final note, I heard Sarah mention people who choose to manage their own abortions at home. That can sound scary. It shouldn't be. Abortion information is restricted. Perhaps not to the degree that access is, but that is not appropriate either. We do want to come back to the fact that it is possible to perform a safe, self-managed abortion at home. The information is widely available online. I myself attended a teach-in by the amazing Repro Axon just this past Thursday. Information regarding that is available on their website and on our own Twitter. We want to go ahead and get out of here, get out of this heat. Before we do, I want to say thank you to everyone who brought some amazing signs, and I want to try something a little bit challenging. We have many people here who would like a photo of this action, and I want to make sure that we get all of those wonderful signs and statements in it, and I want to make sure that we have many of those statements amplified. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read some things off of signs. Can everyone repeat them back to me? Okay, it's an experiment. Keep abortion legal.
Keep abortion legal.
If you have a keep abortion legal sign that you feel like you want to be in the picture, please feel free to join us up here. If you don't want to be in the picture, that's all right. Keep abortion legal.
Keep abortion legal.
Safe abortion is a human right.
Safe abortion is a human right.
If you have a safe abortion is a human right sign and you want to join us up here, please do. If you don't, hang out back there. Safe abortion is a human right.
Safe abortion is a human right.
Abortion is health care.
Abortion is health care.
Abortion is health care.
Abortion is health care.
My pussy, my rules.
My pussy, my rules.
That's a fun one. Abortion access for all.
Abortion access for all.
I saw some more wonderful ones. My vision is failing me. Let's see. If you have any sign and you want to come up and join us up front, if you don't have a sign but you're still here for a reason, come ahead and join us up front. I'm going to invite photographers to get into position at this time. Yeah, better hurry up. It's getting dark. Everybody loves someone who has had an abortion.
Everybody loves someone who has an abortion.
That's a wonderful sign. Someone made it here. That's wonderful. Can you go ahead and can you scoot slightly down here so we can see the big sign? Thank you.
Come on in, anybody?
Anyone else who wants to be in the picture, go ahead and join us up here. All right.
There's a lot of folks here. Awesome. And what do we want? We want Kavanaugh to resign. Resign now.
Resign now.
Resign now.
Resign now!
All right.
Resign now.
If we're good photo-wise, we're going to give one more giant round of applause for our amazing speakers. And one big cheer for everyone who brought an amazing sign tonight. And we're going to head back to the park.
Hey, Brett Kavanaugh, what do you say? We think you should resign today. Hey, Brett Kavanaugh, what do you say? We think you should resign today. Hey, Brett Kavanaugh, what do you say? We think you should resign today.
We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it.
treat me to the staring up the face. It's always corporate infrastructure over the structure of your faith. Let's go to Jack's show. There's so much in store. So then I said I stood because I want to learn the score. So the Moscow Jackwood Ballet, showing some scared young dancing. stop, take some time to think, figure out what's important to you. Stop, take some time to think, figure out what's important to you. Gotta make a serious decision. Stop, take some time to think, figure out what's important to you. Stop, take some time to think, figure out what's important to you. Stop, take some time to think, figure out what's important to you. Gotta make a serious decision. It could be me up there, stage lights. It could be me on the TV.
quietly. That's all right. I'll just yell. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. We're not going to keep you here in the street for any longer. We have a message from Nadine here. If you got a sign from us, if you can leave it up in this blue cart up front near me. We do want to be careful as we head out tonight. If you didn't come with a buddy and you're looking for one to get out of here with tonight, if you could also come up here. Other than that, thank you so much for coming out, everyone. A real final thank you to our speakers.